Found out my parents transferred the family business to my sister, so I still remember the sun that morning, golden and warm, the kind of light that made everything look like it had been dipped in hope. I had just flown in from San Francisco to surprise my parents for their 40th wedding anniversary. I had a gift tucked under my arm, an old photo of the deli from the year they opened it, restored and framed. I was humming an old Billy Joel tune when I pushed open the back door of the shop. That's when I heard it. "She's the one, Sam. It just makes sense. She's here, she gets it," my father said. I froze behind the pantry shelf, my breath caught. "She deserves it," my mother added gently. "You have your own life now. It's time." A sick feeling bloomed in my chest. I stepped into the kitchen like a ghost, heart thudding. My parents stared at me, guilt flickering across their faces. "You transferred the deli to Rachel?" I asked, my voice quieter than I expected. There was a pause so heavy it could have sunk the room. My dad stepped forward. "We were going to tell you, Eli. We didn't want to hurt you." It was like the floor shifted under me. I wasn't angry, not at first. Just hollow. This place, Sam's Deli, wasn't just a business. It was where I took my first steps, where I learned to ride a bike in the alley out back, where I made my first grilled cheese sandwich on the ancient griddle. Every memory, every heartbeat of my childhood, was tangled in this place. And now, it was no longer mine. I stayed the weekend. Smiled at the anniversary party. Hugged Rachel, congratulated her. She was always the responsible one, the grounded one. She was there for them, running the counter during the pandemic when I was building an app in Silicon Valley. She had earned it. But that didn't mean it didn't sting. When I returned to California, something inside me cracked. Not out of jealousy, not really. It was more like a slow unraveling of everything I thought I knew about who I was. I couldn't focus on work. I turned down a promotion. Weeks passed in a blur. One night, I found myself back on my childhood block, sitting in a rental car, staring at the deli lights glowing like a beacon against the night. I didn't even remember driving there. I just needed to be home. I walked in. Rachel was closing up. She looked surprised. "I didn't expect to see you," she said. "I didn't expect to be here," I replied. We didn't speak much. I rolled up my sleeves and helped her clean the slicer, wipe down the counters. It felt like the most natural thing in the world. That became our unspoken rhythm. I started coming by in the evenings. Sometimes I'd help, sometimes I'd just sit and watch. I told myself I was just visiting, but something deeper was happening. Something I didn't yet understand. One afternoon, I was restocking the drinks when a boy, maybe 9 or 10, walked in. Skinny, with dirt on his cheeks and shoes held together by duct tape. He hovered near the register, eyes darting toward the cookie jar. "You hungry?" I asked gently. He nodded, but didn't speak. I grabbed a sandwich and a cookie. "On the house." He hesitated. I don't have money." "You don't need it today." He stared at me for a long moment. Then he took the food with both hands, like it was treasure, and whispered, "Thank you." I learned his name was Mateo. Over the next few weeks, he became a regular. Always alone. Always hungry. I started packing him lunches, slipping in notes with jokes or riddles. He'd smile now when he saw me. That kid's grin, it started healing something in me I didn't know was broken. One night, I followed him after closing. I know how that sounds, but something felt off. I needed to know where he was going. He led me to an abandoned house near the edge of town. No lights. No heat. Just a few tattered blankets in a corner. I went home and cried. Not for me. For him. The next morning, I called my landlord and told him I was breaking my lease. I donated half my savings and bought the building next to the deli, an old bookstore that had been empty for years. I told Rachel I had a plan. We cleaned it out together. Painted the walls, fixed the plumbing, brought in cots and stocked shelves with canned food, books, and board games. Word spread quickly. Kids came. Some homeless, some from broken homes, some just hungry or lonely. They found shelter. Warmth. Safety. We called it the Haven. And somehow, my days filled with more purpose than they ever had in Silicon Valley. I wasn't running a business or chasing titles. I was serving, the way my parents always had through their food, not just with hands, but with heart. One rainy afternoon, I found Matteo sitting in the corner, building a Lego spaceship. He looked up and asked, "Why do you help us?" I smiled. Because someone helped me once. He looked confused. Who? I paused. You. He tilted his head. But I didn't do anything. You reminded me who I wanted to be. That night, I sat with my parents at the deli. Rachel had insisted they come for dinner. As we ate, my father cleared his throat. "I saw what you've built next door," he said. "It's not much," I replied. "But it's something." My mother's eyes glistened. "It's everything, Eli." My dad looked at me, really looked at me. We were wrong. We thought giving the deli to Rachel meant we were choosing her over you. But it was never about one or the other. You both carry our legacy, just in different ways. I swallowed the lump in my throat. Rachel reached across the table and squeezed my hand. "You know," she said, "we could use a second location. One that gives all profits to the Haven." I stared at her, stunned. "Are you serious?" She nodded. "You've got the heart, Eli. The kids need it. And so do we." And just like that, something settled in me, not just peace, but purpose. We opened Sam's Deli West 3 months later. It was smaller, cozier, tucked into a refurbished shipping container behind the Haven. The kids helped paint the mural on the side. Every sandwich sold helped fund meals, school supplies, and therapy sessions. I thought I had lost the family business. But what I gained was far greater. I found my calling. I found my community. I found out that love, the real, enduring kind, doesn't always follow the path you expect. It shows up in quiet ways, in the giving of sandwiches, the warmth of a smile, the trust of a child. And maybe, just maybe, in the act of stepping aside, you make room to step into something even more beautiful. Moral: sometimes, what feels like a door closing is really just a window opening, one that lets in the light of something greater than we ever imagined.